Let's take a look at assignment due dates and availability. I am in student view and I have two different assignments that you can see by the due date was yesterday. So I am late in submitting each one. This assignment has availability restricted and this one does not. So let's click on this one. And you'll notice in the settings of the assignment, I put in that the availability was September 22nd from 12 a.m. till the 25th at 11:59 p.m. So it closed September 25th at 11:59 p.m. As a student, I can no longer submit that. Let's go back to the modules and let's look at the availability not restricted. So I have a due date, but there's been no restriction put on here. So in Canvas, if you set up a due date, but you do not set it to close at a certain date, then students will always have the opportunity to resubmit an assignment. So I can go in here, even though I'm late, I can choose a file to upload. Let's just find one. And here, let's upload this one. Open. And submit assignment. And there we go. I've submitted it. It's late. It's been time stamped, but I've submitted it. Let's go back out to modules again. And again, this is an assignment with a due date, but there's no restriction in terms of availability. So I can resubmit again. Yes, I want to. I can resubmit again. Can upload something different. Okay, so notice that as a student here, this is purely from the student perspective. If I submit multiple times, all I can see as the student is the last file that I submitted. Now the student can go in and resubmit all of the files. So for example, they can submit this one, and they can do another one. They can do another one. Okay. And it looks like I accidentally did the same thing twice, so let's choose another one. And they can submit. So there's all the files. So that's what it looks like if you have a due date, but it's not restricted. Let's go back to modules. So one way you can address allowing students to submit again after the due date is to not have a restriction. But if you want to keep the restriction, you can add some exceptions to that. So I'm going to hit pause and then we'll come back. So we're back and I'm in instructor view. So here's the assignment with an availability restricted. So I'm going to go into edit, look at the settings here. So I have the due date, and then this is the range that is preventing students from being able to submit again. However, if you have a situation where you would like a student or a set of students to have additional time to submit an assignment after the until date, then all you have to do is click on Add and click in that box and get your students that you want to add extra time to. So I've added 2 students here. They need extra time. And then I'll put the due date here as tomorrow at 11:59, and I want to close it at the same time. Then let's do save. Okay, so everyone for the entire class, the assignment was due the 25th and it closed the 25th. I've now added exceptions for 3 students to be able to submit it tomorrow, the 27th at 11:59 p.m. So I've used a student account that I gave a exception to log into the course. So I'm a student now, and according to me, it says that it's due September 27th. And that is because I gave an exception to this particular student. This is Demo Student CI. So if I click on this, I can now submit the assignment. And I can add another if I want. And submit. Now, because I've been given an exception until the 27th, I can actually submit again before the 27th at 11:59 p.m. So even if I mess up again, I can go back in and resubmit. Now I'm in the Grade Center, and this is the assignment that we looked at just a minute ago, the demo assignment where the availability is not restricted. In other words, there's no until date, there's just the due date, meaning that students can continue to submit after the due date. And here's what you will see. You should see a drop-down list here, and it will give you the timestamp of all the submissions. It will show you what they submitted and when.